All right, hello and welcome to a new episode of New York Changeling. So today we have a couple of changelings meeting at a nice little New York cafe. Um, so we'll let them introduce themselves and have a little bit of social time.
Um, Zeal has decided, since it's been a hectic few weeks for Cassie, to take her out um, somewhere human for a change. Um, kind of help ease her nerves. Um, they've ended up deciding on a cafe that is not Starbucks. Um, Zeal seems to not like Starbucks, so they hit up literally any other cafe.
Uh, is Zio coming in alone? He's been on a
Uh,
day.
no, my bad. She's taking Cassie along with her, unless Cassie would rather like meet up there or something.
Oh no, Cassie will go with her. Um, Cassie, for her part's more than happy to hang out with Zeal. She appreciates Zeal as a person so far. Zeal seems very formidable, and someone to just generally be around. They're of use, and Cassie appreciates practical means of having friends. Her mind's been a little bit more clinical in the past few days, just submerging herself with thesis papers and just trying to figure out what she wants to actually write in order to get hired by a place so she can work in a laboratory. But she's not really feeling it, so she figures, you know what? Just gonna relax, hang out with my friend, and hopefully she'll come up with something to write with her paper. She's hitting a roadblock, and she's pretty sure it's not because she's not interested in the material, but for other alternative magical issues that seem to be arising. Just aren't compatible with biological engineering, chemical engineering. So she'll go with Zeal to this nice cafe, just take a seat and just kind of breathe out to unwind.
Cassie will notice that she's probably heard that Zeal's mute, at least for the time being. So she communicates via typing things on the notepad on her phone and showing that to people.
Mm-hmm.
Also using text to talk. Text to talk has saved her life.
Text talk is useful. Cassie will kind of look over at Zeal. Do you want anything in particular, or do you want me to go pick something up?
Oh, I can get it myself, thank you. She holds up on her phone. She'll keep
Okay,
typing.
well,
I have to get you.
we'll just kind of drift around. Mm-hmm. Sorry, continue.
Oh, all it said was, I have to get used to using this anyway.
Cassie will nod. Okay. Well, I'm going to get an iced cappuccino, so one of you, or well, one of us should probably stay here just so that we can keep the seat.
Zeal nods and like points to her, um, as if she's saying, "Yeah, you right."
Cassie will nod. I know this. So shifts. I go first. You go first.
She types. She holds up. I was going to say ladies first, but
I mean, neither of us have that title yet. Unless, well, do you? Is that what you would be called?
she nods.
Well, all right then. And Cassie will take a seat and kind of gesture towards this space. By all means, ladies first.
She'll go ahead and get what she's getting.
Cassie kind of lean back into the plush chair she has gotten. Just kind of relax a bit. Just breathing slowly, breathing inward and breathing slowly outward. It's been cold these past few days in New York for some reason, just very cold. And Cassie enjoys it, but for some reason it just kind of puts her on edge. Having a nice, warm, snug seat kind of feels like it should be normal.
Soon enough, Zeal comes back with the coffee. And she'll type as she sits down. She holds up. Really hope this place is good. I heard good things.
Cassie will kind of nod. I've never heard of this place, but I figure it's not too crowded, but not too empty. And it's got soft chairs, so in honesty, who the fuck cares? If it's good, it's good. If not, well, scathing review on Yelp. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here.
She nods in agreement. And she'll type into her phone again and hold up. Sorry if I'm not exactly the most lively company.
Considering you're just getting your bearings, I would be surprised to see if you jumped back just like that.
She retypes and just says, thanks for understanding.
Well, there's nothing but two. And Cassie will kind of give Zeal a tight kind of smile and a nod, like, you're welcome, but not actually saying, I understand, you're welcome. She wants to give Zeal that kind of respect. She doesn't want to, like, point it out as much.
Yep.
Dignity and sake.
Keep typing and she'll hold up. Speaking of getting bearings, how are you doing?
Frustrated and confused.
Types. With what and with what?
I seem to be slowly but surely becoming accommodated to my new ways of thinking, but in matters that are completely foreign to me. Some things are no longer clicking, some things click even better. It's awkward. It's like you bought you have a jacket. You hadn't worn it in a while. In fact, you've never seen it before, but you know it's yours. And you put it on, it feels tight and awkward in some spaces, but after a while, it becomes like a second skin. Now just imagine that jacket inside of your flesh.
She's typing and typing, and she holds up. Believe it or not, that's definitely a lot better than others. You're doing well.
Where are we at, guys?
I'm trying.
Random Cafe.
Huh.
I might just say it's called the Random Cafe.
I can approve.
That sounds like a New York cafe. It sounds like a New York cafe. I've seen some weird names for cafes.
I was going to say, hey, both of my knights are here. Yay, nice.
Technically, one of them is officially knighted.
What was that, sorry?
Technically, only one of them has been officially, squired and knighted.
Well, I officially knighted you.
There used to be a squiredom beforehand.
No, there doesn't. Formality. you don't actually.
Formalities.
Tim and or Joey, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't technically have to be a squire. You can just be knighted.
From what I understand, there are a couple of examples in canon of people just getting knighted. The issue that went to go and find High King David, knighted, immediately.
If it helps, I knighted you for a very valid purpose. Because I don't want to die.
Yeah, this is a good point. I take back the comment.
But you know what? At this point, Cowdlin will enter, his face drawn in a mask of stress and the need of coffee. It is a painful, stressed face. Without looking at you, he will walk over. By the way, does Cassie prefer Sir Winter or Lady Winter?
She's not sure which is which. She's still getting used to it.
In that case, he will call you Sir Winter until you tell him not to, because that's the proper knightly address. He will say, he will walk to the table and look straight forward at the counter. And he will say, Sir Winter, I have only one question for you, and it is of the most insurmountable importance. Are you listening?
How may I serve you?
Is this does this coffee serve passable coffee, or is it, as you phrased in the park, I believe it was brown goat's water?
We are unsure. This is our first excursion. It is an adventure, an experiment. I am going to take the iced frappuccino. Would you like a regular coffee with milk and with cream and sugar on the side so you may adjust?
He will nod as he'll turn to Lady Zeal and he'll say, I have been working on plans for your new prosthesis.
Cassie will very quietly kind of bow out to get her coffee because she also needs coffee.
Zeal's typing and typing. And it looks like that statement caused her to have to make an edit right quick, so she's still typing. And she holds up. Firstly, she says, as much as I would love to offer you my opinion on whether or not the coffee is passable, my lord, I'm not sure I would be the best judge. Also, it is certainly no rush, my lord. I am currently making do with what I have. Though I do thank you.
He'll take a seat before he says, are you still prefacing your text to random boggins with assurances that you possess a sultry southern accent, however?
Of course, because I still have one. I just can't use it.
You'll see, he, for the first time in a very long time, he cracks a smile as he says, well, that's something. If nothing else, we can forever say that it is the voice locked away behind the ignominiety of fate.
She'll type in. She'll say, sure, something like that. On the upside, my texting skills are going to be next level. So if you need me to send any messages for you, I can be that girl.
He'll smile, and you know what? Because we kind of said there was a vibe, he'll put his hand on yours very gently, and he'll squeeze it ever so slightly. This is his actual hand, not the robotic hand. It'd be fucking creepy if it was the hand made of steampunk, which fuck Tiger is totally a building material.
Believe it or not, Zeal don't mind the steampunk hand, but she's hand back.
He'll say, so, with the destruction of the Baron's freehold, we might now be able to look more into the possibility of sending men either to one of the 3 locations to ascertain if there are indeed shards of the great treasure there. We shall have to see. Perhaps, he contemplates for a moment, that Gwydion knight, what's their name? Athlon? Anyway,
types. The one that annoyed Lady R.
The one that what, sorry?
She was asking the one that annoyed Lady Arya.
Yes, that one. Rather,
Cassie's come back with coffee. Cassie's
she holds up coffee. She holds up her phone again. I deeply apologize, my lord. I found him utterly forgettable.
He'll say, yes, it was rather grim, he will say, as he adds 3 spoons of sugar to his coffee and takes it otherwise black. He will say it was utterly grim. He decapitated the champion of Baron Swiftfell and decided to wear his head on his belt, the blood dripping down his armor. It was not It did not present the correct chivalric image.
And this is Equidia?
Yes,
She'll type in.
so affluent.
Interesting.
I'm guessing Lady Greyhawk had very strong words when she heard about that.
Lady Greyhawk has not been informed, from what I'm led to understand, or I have not informed her.
She will very furiously type in, "My lord, I beg of you to, I beg of you to allow my presence when this information is given to her."
He'll casually wave his hand and say, "You may text her now if you wish, in order to inform her. You said your texting skills were, and I quote, next level."
She'll type in and she'll say, "I want to see her face." Unless you wish
The
me
eyebrow goes up.
Yeah.
He'll say, "Very well. That's genuinely concerning."
She'll type in some more. "Do you not know about the Greyhawks and their very notable hatred of House Gwydion?"
I did notice when I
I know
said,
nothing of Greyhawks.
he'll say, "Do you recall the Gwydion knight who came to my door requesting I attend the Baron's War Council?"
Yes.
I fought, well, I did not fight him. He unleashed, I believe, Primal during our little scuffle at the baronial freehold and incinerated it, killing himself in the process. But he and I exchanged words on the night he came to summon me to the Baron's meeting. And I do believe it much amused Lady Greyhawk when I insinuated I would, and I quote, boot him in his high celestial backside if he didn't get the hell off my front porch.
I witnessed it. It was excellent.
Excellent. He will, hey Maya, so do you think it's going to be good coffee or bad coffee?
I'm hoping it should be okay coffee. My personal
He will-
opinion, coffee needs to be at least espresso filled up with almost a whole cup, with just a little bit of cream and a lot of sugar. But that's just the Spanish way of doing it.
Delicately place his cup down very deftly, and he will contemplate the coffee for a moment as he says, "This is not terrible. We may drink here again."
Cassie will nod.
He then contemplates, "I'm going to have to invent chimerical taste buds. It's on my to-do list."
So a couple walks in. You notice, because they sit right next to you guys, like at the table next to you. You notice the woman is wearing like a big hat that like covers her face, kind of, and sunglasses. Although she has some really nice earrings. You guys notice. The dude looks pretty unremarkable, but they sit down at the table next to you. They have no Famians there, pure mortals.
I'm going to say rising actress and her really boring but somewhat talented producer.
I was going to guess Lady Escort and her John of the Evening, but you may have more of a palate for these things than I do.
I mean, it's only
So,
afternoon.
As the woman looks around, how many of your characters know anything about pop culture?
No.
Cassie knows as much as the average grad student does, or college student does.
Okay. So
Zeal
probably
knows she
knows
watches Real Housewives of Atlanta.
So I imagine both Zeal and Cassie would recognize Selena Gomez on sight, right?
Yes.
Because that is
Probably.
literally who is sitting at the table next to you guys, like trying to hide
Jesus.
who she is.
I'm gonna kill it on principle right now, unleashing everything I've got. Selena Gomez must die for science.
No.
Wait, no, whoa, you guys think I'm joking?
I mean, kind of disappointed that she's trying so hard to be so incognito.
Kivlin will obviously obliviously sip his coffee as he says, "I will make a note, however, that they really need to have a better quality of cream. I find clotted cream is better."
I don't know of anyone who uses clotted cream regularly in New York.
Really? I might. We shall have to do something
other
about
than
that.
you.
Yeah.
I've never heard of clotted cream before I met you.
This is fair. Zeal, make a note when this is over. We need to build. We need to build some kind of coffee establishment.
Zeal's actually going to note that down.
Excellent.
I mean,
Let me go to my
Parliament's
blue book
already-
and note it down.
I'm sure we can find. I'm sure we can find a team of advantageous bargains to run it for us. It'll be fine.
I mean, Cassie's getting her degree in biochemical engineering. I'm sure she can astronomy.
You can
really
blend
good coffee.
superior coffee.
Imagine she probably could blend superior coffee.
Adam, are you in the scene or are you not? Works eyebrow.
Just watch.
I'm not.
He's watching.
Oh, I
waiting.
want to meet your issue. Come on. Come on.
Gotta do a follow-up scene first.
Oh. To be fair, I've still got to go and, rescue the stone transformation formula thing. At some point we should really do that, Tim.
What?
Things and stuff. Anyway, moving on. So, Joey, question. Obviously, this couple are very much attempting to be incognito. Are they doing anything interesting, or are they just sat there?
They're eating. They've ordered their food. The dude, you notice the dude ordered, so the woman didn't have to talk, and she's texting. They're just sitting next to you guys eating.
What are they eating?
All right, I couldn't find the unmute button. The woman is eating a taco salad with hot sauce on it, and the man is eating just a regular hamburger.
Is this a cafe that serves taco salad and hamburgers?
Yes, it is now.
This is a
No,
very,
it's not.
very hipster cafe.
I'm going to ask because Evan has no idea.
Probably like a
what the fuck
kale
is,
taco salad.
what the fuck is taco salad?
Oh boy. Okay, so it's where you take a bowl,
Monstrosity.
you take a like a taco shell,
It's a
you
sin.
take it, you
It's
form it into a
sin.
bowl shape. Yeah, you form it into a bowl shape, deep fry it, and then put all taco ingredients in it, and then you eat it as a salad.
It's a sin.
It's beautiful.
It's a
It is kind of
sin.
glorious. I ain't even going to front.
It shouldn't be called a taco salad. It's not even a real taco.
Let me
Okay.
find you a picture too, Evan.
Okay. You know what? Carolyn is going to kind of quirk an eyebrow. He's going to look at he's going to look at Sir Winter, and he's going to say, Sir Winter,
Yes, my lord.
I have a task for you.
Okay.
I am hungry. However, I don't know what I want to eat. Find me something I want to eat.
Okay. Raises his eyebrow. Huh.
Basically,
What
he,
did
he
he-
wants to see. He wants you to order for him something from the menu. He's got no idea what it is,
Yeah.
but he wants to see if you get it right.
Okay, there are many things on this magical menu. Cassie will kind of quirk an eyebrow. What have you eaten already today?
I have not eaten as of yet today.
My lord, that's probably a bad idea. But okay.
I've been working. Do you know how much work there needs to be done to build a revolution? Because I'll tell you, it's a lot.
But you cannot do a revolution on an empty stomach. That's why all those people died in the French Revolution. A lot of them were starving.
He's like, I can't argue with this logic. Dang.
She types, to be fair, they still won.
I mean, they did, but like technically, when you lay
notice-
it out,
You notice the dude like kind of shoots you guys kind of a glance like, what are these weirdos talking about? But then he goes back to eating his burger.
But
Side-eye.
yes, so he'll gesture towards the menu board behind the counter and he'll say, order me something. I don't mind what. I wish to see what you would select for me.
So really quick, we
Mhm.
need to do glamour rolls because I wasn't here when the scene started. And then I put a picture in the side chat for you, Evan.
sin.
That does not look good.
A
mean-
sin.
Okay. Joey, because basically I spilled Coke on my laptop today, so its keyboard has stopped working. Because
Oh
of course it
dear.
has.
Oh,
So, Joey, do you mind rolling me 8 Ds, please?
Wait.
Yes.
He's the wrong dice roller. Almost did that on the
God
wrong
damn it,
die-
Tim.
Alright.
2 successes plus the 2 auto from your freehold, so you have 4 successes in total.
Nice.
I got a.
Cassie just ran on 5.
No, I got 2 successes.
You forgot to add the or in there.
Ah, Jesus. What the hell did I write?
I'd always come for you.
Sweet.
3 plus whatever you have in holdings or anything like that.
So 6.
That's okay. So you have, and what is your glamour at 5? So you have full glamour.
Sweet.
All right. So you guys can go for that. I just want to get glamour rolls done because we might need to roll stuff.
No worries.
No
He's kind of gesturing Cassie to go and order him something. He doesn't care what it is. He just wants to see if she gets it right.
Cassie's gonna go over and look at the menu. Just be like, this is a weird cafe. It's got like taco kale salads and Satan burgers. He hasn't eaten breakfast. He's just drinking coffee, so that's definitely gonna mess him up later. Okay, I think I'll do that. Cassie's going to order a smoked cheddar sandwich on fresh ciabatta with a side of fruit. Very small side of like fresh fruit. The ciabatta bread's smoked cheddar with some greenery. So it's like a sandwich with a little bit of meat. And hopefully that'll mix nicely with the coffee that he's eating, because the bread will soak up a lot of the coffee, and the fruit will help kind of counteract the acids that'll develop because he's drinking coffee in an empty stomach. And the cheese will definitely help with that too.
Damn, you got this down like an art.
I may or may not have worked at a cafe.
Nice.
I was a coffee witch.
Nice. But yes, they bring that order out. It's about hipster cafe, so it's about $25 in total.
Minor eye twinge. Swipes card. Good old platinum daddy gave her.
Yeah. So, as
hipsters.
As Cardolin's food arrives, can everybody make me a perception canning roll? I don't know for Cardolin. I just need to find his sheet.
I'll be back in just a few seconds, just a few minutes, guys. I need to go and get something to eat in real life.
That's fair.
Oh, get it. Like a baller.
Abuse. I think I need to actually edit some of the sheet anyways.
Quick question.
Yes.
Does Cassie's specialty of detail-oriented work into this, or is it just kind of a general thing she has to notice?
I'm gonna say detail-oriented isn't gonna notice because it's a pretty broad thing.
Okay, gotcha.
That you're noticing, that you're picking up on.
What was the difficulty?
Just standard.
Okay, so 3 successes. Nice. Cardolin sees all.
Yes, Evan is taking advantage of the whole ST, rolls ridiculously well.
Gotta love those ST gods. The dice
Right?
gods really love the STs. Take advantage of it when you can.
So, I don't want to. So as you guys are sitting there, we'll just wait to give the results till Evan gets back. Um, so as you guys are sitting there, a couple besides you, they're chatting. A couple more people come in. Um, really weird happens. Um, you guys just kind of get this ominous feeling like something is gonna happen soon. And then when Evan gets back, that'll be man, the good life. All I need.
All right, so is the thing gonna happen when the food comes out, or is the food come out already?
The food comes out before the thing happens.
Okay. So Cassie will get the little sense that all New Yorkers had of something don't smell right. And it's
Hmm.
usually when you see an empty cart in the train station. So you avoid it too because something about that, it don't feel right.
Hmm.
So she'll kind of look around the space, kind of look towards Zeal, kind of gesture with her head to like check out towards like the other people. Just like gesture that way. She's like, "Do you see that anything that way?"
She's nodding. She's nodding, and she's trying hard to not. She's not looking directly at them, since that's just staring at that point.
I mean, it's Selena Gomez. Staring is kind of a thing people do. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
This is fair. Um, I'm sorry, I'm looking through the book for something.
We have time.
So you notice that that Carlin's food is like got this kind of weird sheen to it, like that is obviously chimerical.
Okay, so what came
That's
out and
right.
what was cut?
Hmm?
So does Cassie see this when she picks up the food?
Um, the
Okay.
weird thing is you didn't see it until after you started feeling like that ominous feeling, and then when you like kind of like glance back, you notice the food has this kind of weird chimerical sheen to it.
Cassie's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Notes her
This
eyes.
is not the usual fare that you would get at a hipster cafe. I've gotten food poisoning places like this before, but this, something else.
So I've got Pandora going in the background, and I'm just humming along to music.
Cassie is actually going to kind of it's the person who served the food, and she'll kind of gesture, be like, "Hey, can we get this to go? I'm sorry, we're late for a yoga appointment."
The waiter, she's a girl who's wearing like mid 30s clothing, up like that super old school style of clothing, except
Uh-huh.
it doesn't really fit together. Like she picked pieces that functionally don't really go well together, and she's got in her hair, kind of nods and says, "Oh, okay. Well, it might take a bit because they're kind of busy, but I'll see what I can do," as she heads back off towards the kitchen.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. And she'll look
And
straight
she,
at Zeal. So, like, we should leave. I think.
She nods.
Cassie's gonna put down the iced coffee that she was drinking, kind of push it to the side just in case.
so it's at this point that you guys, let me check how many successes you guys got on the counting roll. So 3 and 3. Okay, so you both feel a well of glamour start to pour into the building. Like it comes from outside the building and starts pouring into the building.
Right as I come back, shit's pouring into the building. Okay. What's pouring
Perfect
into the
timing.
building?
I was just describing what the results of the perception cannon roll. Um,
Okay.
so you guys feel Zeal and Cassie feel this rush of glamour coming into the building, but they can't tell where it's centering. Cardinal can tell it's starting to center on the woman on the table next to you guys.
Is this like a chrysalis style event?
It is. You got 6 successes on the perception cannon, by the way. It is, but you don't. Weird. You've never felt glamour like this before.
And the
The
lunch
next
that
one
was
is a quick
given,
question. Did my sandwich arrive?
yes and no.
What was your question, Evan?
Did my sandwich arrive?
Did his sandwich arrive? And I've
Oh.
answered yes and no. Hell, you can
Yes.
ask. You can ask that in character. I will answer happily.
He will kind of look up and quirk an eyebrow. He's completely nonplussed at the glamour, and he's just like, my sandwich.
Yes and no. It came back with a weird sort of sheen to it that we thought maybe you should look at before you consumed. But considering the way things are now, perhaps it would be best to. Yeah.
Tiger, someone just tried to poison me, didn't they? I'm not Tiger, fucking Joey. Brain. My brain gets there. Sorry. Forgive me.
Okay. No. You don't feel any.
Okay.
Plenty worse. You've already taken a bite or two.
We're taking it to go.
I'm
You know, for that
strangely-
yoga appointment.
Yes. I think that we should be departing this building now for the yoga appointment.
Gotta line up that chakra and proper musculature with the doshas and
He will stand up as we start to make our way towards the door.
As you guys get up and as you pass this woman, a breeze kind of blows through the building. In the gray world too. And all of the glamour that's pouring into the building that you guys are feeling suddenly coalesces into her. And the woman slumps over right as Cardinal passes her. Like she slumps over sideways.
God damn it.
Yeah, her date is kind of freaking out.
Cardinal looks down, blinks, looks up, blinks. He kind of looks at. He's going to look at Zeal and he's going to say, "At what point does right of rescue kick in?"
She thinks about that. She thinks about that, and she types in, "Is that a Canaan?"
He contemplates and he says, "No, or not anything like I've felt before."
But she's some kind of fae? It's what this
Nod.
She'll put in a couple
Cassie's
asterisks,
doing-
and in between the asterisks is the word sigh. Because I would
On the side,
say
Cassie's doing the good thing.
I would say that we're obligated
Just
to
make her
do
laugh.
so. However, I am sworn to you.
He'll contemplate for a moment. He's like, "Very well. How many people are in this? How many people are in this cafe?"
There's about a dozen people throughout the cafe, including the workers. The dude is like freaking out and shaking her, so they're kind of starting to take notice. And then that's when you realize there's a Famine starting to like shine through on this woman, very definitively.
Well,
It's
now we got
it's
her.
it's a mix of like a dress and battle armor that you see like forming as her voile. But the thing that you notice immediately is her hat fell off when she like slumped sideways, and there's a very noticeable crown, very ornate, forming on her head.
As in, it's coming out of her skull.
No, like it's like the glamour that is going into her is forming the chimera that is the crown.
Haha. Haha.
Cassie is going to go towards the group, just kind of gesturing, just like we should probably do something.
Cadman thinks on his feet and is like, well, don't either of you know CPR? The woman's clearly having a heart attack.
Water, water! Can someone get us water? Good God, sir! What? Get a hold of yourself. Go get her water. She shoves the date away, just like, go get her water. What's wrong with you?
He stumbles backwards, and then he stumbles back into the waitress, who you realize is like the ground, clutching her chest, and there's a chimera, like there's a famine developing on her as well.
Oh,
And
for
everybody
God's
make me
sake.
perception alertness rolls, please.
Joey, if you not mind making mine for me.
You got 7 dice if I remember correctly.
I think that's right.
Yes, because that's what I rolled for last one. No, that was Kenning. I'm still on your sheet. Okay, they're the same dice, so. Alright, you got 2. Tim has got 1, and Cassie has 3. Alright, so everyone notices there's about I'd say probably 4 different Fae crystallizing in this room.
Oh, for God's sake.
Jesus.
And all of them are she. You can tell that very definitively. Every single one of them is she in some form of armor.
Carla, does this happen often?
No, this most assuredly does not happen often. He will kind of level an accusatory finger at the staff before he'll say, "What are you putting in this food, you incompetent buffoon?" Literally trying to make it off that it's the food.
Go make a.
Because I assume they're having spasms and such at the moment, like with this.
Manipulation subterfuge. Resisted
Well, that's
by
not good.
their. Oh dear. Resisted by their perception. Subterfuge.
It might be a slightly better pool for me. Can I try charisma intimidation?
I'll say yes, you can, which adds 2 dice.
And I'm going to spend a willpower.
Gave you 1 success and kept you from botching action. No, it didn't keep you from botching. It just gave you a success. All right, let's see if they can see through it.
Zeal, for her part, is just going to start weaving through and start trying to get everyone situated.
Yeah, I got you.
Cassie is also helping
Sorry.
her.
Gotcha. The staff is kind of looking at Cardin and like, I'm sorry, we don't know what you're going on. Our food is. We literally just had a safety inspection. Yeah. As Selena Gomez rises up, her eyes are now gold. She's dressed in her like mix of an armor and a dress. There's a sword at her side. She's wearing her crown, and she's looking around in confusion.
Cassie's going to offer her some water.
She'll look at the water and then look at Cassie. There's just confusion on her face.
I understand that this is weird, but I would definitely drink the water just because you're going to freak out later. Take some advice.
As
You
she
don't want it? Don't
looks
take
around, she kind of like tilts her head at Cassie and then looks around and says, "What is this disgusting place? So many mortals!" in a very loud voice. Toss her sword.
If she makes to attack anyone, Cardlin will parry her. Basically, he will interpose and parry.
She's not attacking him. She's like got her sword drawn and like has it like in between her and everyone else. Like she's in a defensive like position as the other Fae are starting to rise up, and they have the same look of confusion on their faces.
Cassie use manipulation to try to appeal to her to calm down.
Sure. Manipulation expression.
Expression? Damn it. Okay, let me do, what's it, manipulation 2. I have expression.
Also, if Zeal and Cardinal want to make an alertness roll while
Alrighty.
Cass is trying to calm her down.
Oh
I guess I'm
shit,
just
Tim!
doing
I just looked at my
manipulation.
PMs. Oh,
Yeah, we'll handle it later.
okay,
We'll handle it later.
okay.
And not even charisma would help.
Cardland sees all the things.
Success on that.
Would charisma help at all? Because I don't have expression.
Yeah, if you're trying to be if you're trying to like appeal to her through like your forced personality and then try to be like super on the low key about it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna try.
All right, go ahead. But Zeal and Cardalin both notice that one of the waiters that did not crystals is starting to reach for a phone.
Alright, I only got one success, damn.
She's hesitating, but she hasn't put her sword down yet.
You know what? We need to evac these people, and we need to do it now. Cardland's gonna
understand.
pop. Cardland's gonna pop the weird.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay. So spend a willpower and a glamour, and then roll your glamour difficulty 7. Evan?
If you wouldn't mind rolling me my. Can you spend a willpower on the glamour roll itself? Can you not?
No. I'm gonna roll no
Okay.
because you can't because you spend a
That's
willpower to activate it. I mean to skip over your Maya. What were you saying?
Cassie's gonna nod at him, just be like, understand, my lord. And she'll just kind of look at the face, Selena Gomez, like, I understand this is all very startling, but right now we all need to go because they do not need to know. We can go
She kind
somewhere
of
where
sorry.
we
You
can
go.
go somewhere where it is better.
She looks around and she's calling for her guards and the other she are kind of stumbling towards her. Evan, you failed. Which is
What happens?
actually gonna
What happens in the event you fail?
I don't think the book says anything. Let me go double check, but I believe you might trigger banality since you failed to overcome banality.
All right, I have an idea. Alrighty, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try a social role as a mute character.
Oh god.
Plus 2 diff.
No, hold on. There's ways of non-verbally communicating. It just requires the appearance score.
Oh la la.
Basically, what she's going to do is going to be a weird one. She's going to kind of roll up to the chick with the crown and almost with just her body kind of put her hand on her blade and start to lower it down. Still trying to look as composed and badass as possible while doing this. Completely silent because she literally cannot speak.
You know, I'll allow it as a appearance expression roll.
Alrighty.
God damn, I can't fucking find where like invoking the weird is. It's kind of annoying me.
Do you want to just throw me a banality trigger and we'll go from there?
That's fair. I'll do that. I'll roll you your glamour again.
Mhm.
You have a success, so you do not gain banality.
Hooray.
Drop that expression one. Alrighty. I'll drop that willpower because fuck it. This is bad. This is really bad.
Okay. Don't punch.
With do pens take first in your game?
Hmm?
Are 10s taken away first in your game?
Yes.
Okay, then I have 3 successes.
All right, so she is definitely starting to lower her blade now as her guards kind of surround you, looking all confused. All of you notice they're wearing house heraldry that, unless you have willpower, or not willpower, remembrance, to make a remembrance roll, for that you do not recognize.
Okay, Zia will type into her phone, and she'll just hold up and say, "My lady, you're in the autumn world. Come with us. It's not safe for you here."
She looks at the phone with this look of, what the fuck am I looking at?
She'll type in more. Magic parchment. Parchment.
She will nod at that and sheath her blade. We will follow you.
She nods and then looks over to Cardolin.
Cardolin nods and he says, "To my freehold will be the closest. We will make it there on foot, though I recommend we do it swiftly."
Yeah, that waiter
Yeah.
is on the phone dialing 911. Like, you can all clearly hear him having a nervous breakdown as he's calling 911.
He will say, he'll give a half smile to Cassie as he bolts out the door with the rest of you in tow. As he says, "So I don't believe this will become our regular cafe then."
Probably not. Cassie's actually gonna pull out Yelp, her Yelp app and write a scathing review on how she found a hair in the sandwich. How dare they? They would never, ever, ever go to this establishment ever again. How could they even? They're a new establishment and they had just gotten certified. What is the city even doing? Giving these kids, I am just so ashamed of what we're doing with our city. And she's typing this, or she's posting it.
Yep, that will drop their rating on Yelp by 1 star.
You bitch.
They were actually like a 4-star rating. They were pretty good.
As they're
notice there's a...
Cardolin. I was just gonna say, as they're very quickly walking down the road with the new she in tow, Cardinal will kind of turn and look at Cassie and he'll say, "Will you make me a sandwich when we get home?"
I bought you a sandwich.
Yes.
So as you guys are rushing down the road, you notice there are she everywhere that are very obviously very confused, all wearing the same house heraldry.
Oh my god.
AKA, welcome to the second resurgence.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh mother.
Cassie will look to Selena Gomez. "My lady, I apologize, but what is your house? There are others of yours that are here, and we need to get them all to safety."
She nods, and she seems to have that almost that she sense of, this is an emergency, so I'm gonna just, she it up. "We are of House Tanuith, scions of the Unseelie Court." Calls out to all the she that you guys pass. "Follow us, my subjects," and they you guys
see,
end up with a
Oh, sorry, continue.
You guys end up with a train of about 30 people following you.
You'll see Cardolin's nose crinkle ever so slightly at the Unseelie reference there. It's like, oh well, can't win them all.
Mm-hmm.
As
they're running, sorry.
No, continue.
Cassie's just gonna kind of, as they're running, I'm guessing going up toward Harlem. Cassie's gonna look over to Zeal, be like, "How easy would it be for us to turn this into kind of like a flash mob thing? If we throw music, do you think people will start ignoring it?"
Maybe. She'll write down.
You know something? Cardolin will stop to a slow walk, and he will say, "My lady, forgive me, but could you have your followers call out something as a chant?"
She looks to him, seems to make a quick decision, then nods. "What is it? You who are more experienced in this world than I."
Give me a moment. Let me think.
I mean, I feel like fireworks would be a good sound.
No. Have them recite this as we walk. Trump was not my vote.
Yes, perfect.
Points.
And she will not.
Points. Excuse me, well, Cassie's gonna go pull up Flight of the Valkyries.
Okay. Yeah, and she will pass that information back. And once she starts like yelling at them, they kind of organize themselves a bit into orderly like columns and start chanting that.
Yeah, so we're walking down the street shouting, Trump was not my vote. That totally happens every day in America now, right?
No.
Actually, it happens a lot in New York.
Okay.
You'd be
Does that appear to make us
surprised.
less conspicuous, Joey?
It does. There's still a few times when several Shi attempt to attack cars and such, but the queen quickly gets them under control. You guys are able to make it to your freehold, still picking up people as you're going along. You pick up probably another as you are going along before you reach your freehold.
As Cardlin enters, he pulls off his gloves and contemplates, do I have enough bedrooms? Maybe. We'll see. People can 2Z up.
She'll write down, she'll type down on her phone. She'll just hold it up. I think this just became a refugee camp, my lord.
Of course it did. Cardlin will calmly walk up and
There's
sit
yet
in his
another project that requires your attention.
Cardlin's gonna walk up and sit in his chair and run his fingers through his hair. Very
Cassie
well.
will turn towards Selena Gomez. My lady, we apologize for the abrupt excursion to safety, so that we know what to call you, and with respect.
And she looks she looks at Cassie and says, "I am Queen Liana of House Tanywith."
She looks something to her
Oh,
phone
sorry.
and Garland gets a text. Well, it's not.
Cardlin will open his phone and read the text. Hmm?
Sir, WTF is a house Tanalith.
The response, fucked if I know. Cardlin will stand up and he'll walk down to the queen, kind of, brushing down his robes, his sheet plate immaculate because, he made it, and damn right it's immaculate. As he says, my lady, or your highness, allow me to introduce you to the autumn world and also to myself. My name is Baron Cardlin Hammerfell ap Dougal, and you stand within my humble home. Welcome, and be welcome. I have no doubt that your journey has been a hard one from Arcadia to here.
She inclines her head regally and says, "It has. We gratefully accept your hospitality on behalf of House Tanywith. We come to make war."
Oh, in that case, allow me to introduce you to... You know what? Because I need to give her a job. Allow me to introduce you to my steward, Sir Winter, Sir Cassie Winter. He will say, gesturing to Cassie. You make a good steward if it helps. You're really personable.
Out of character giggling. In character, Cassie will just kind of give the most regal courtesy or bow as she can.
And my military advisor and attaché, Lady Zeal Dawnbreaker.
Bows deeply to Queen Liana. That was her name, right?
Yes. Is Zeal wearing any house heraldry?
Oh, sorry. I will introduce. He will introduce them with their houses. So he will introduce Cassie Winter ap Ilunid, and he will introduce Zeal Dawnbreaker ap Scafach.
Okay. She will. So her reactions to this, to Cassie, she will just give a formal, if cold, nod, and to Zeal, she will actually kind of study Zeal for a moment before grabbing Zeal, picking her up in a big hug, and saying, "I have missed you, dear sister."
Her eyes go wide, kind of looking around. She can't actually respond. She's in a hug now.
Cassie will just bring up her fingers and the thumbs up, like, "Hey, look, you got hugs now."
Throw a thumbs up with a a happy but confused smile.
Your Highness, unfortunately, Lady Dawnbreaker is currently bereft of a tongue, so is unable to answer you.
She will stop and gesture for Zeal to open her tongue so she can look, or open her mouth so she can look.
Zeal opens her mouth.
Kind of crinkle her nose. You dealt with the sea hag.
Yes.
She nods. House Dillon may hold something that can cure that.
Is that another house I've
Symptoms.
never heard of?
Yes, that is. She says, I will take you to see their representatives soon. They arrived with us from Arcadia, I believe.
Yes, Your yes, Your Highness. However, we have no idea. Oh, Cardlin places his thumb and his forefinger to his head. And he starts massaging his temples as he contemplates. Oh dear, there
Cardlin,
could be multiple
by the way?
she that just popped up into existence.
Cassie will just kind of gesture to the group. And, really?
Cardlin's going to walk up to the dais, so where his throne sits, and he's going to say, "May I have your attention, please?"
A lot of them will look from where they were talking.
Thank you. Once again, I have introduced myself to your fair queen, but allow me to introduce myself to you, my guests. My name is Cardlin Hammerfell, or Baron Cardlin Hammerfell ap Dougal. You are welcome neath my roof to take my salt and my hospitality. I assume you all remember the old ways and what it is to take someone's hospitality. We are she, after all. We invented the codes upon which the world still stands. We will do our best to find rooms for you all. These shall be given to those of rank first, of course, and then it shall be distributed to those of the lower orders, etc. He'll call her Sir Winter Apilunit here will see to those arrangements. Please, when she goes to you to tabulate your name and rank, please give her the honest answer so we may get through this as quickly as possible. Thank you. And he will step down.
Cassie has grabbed up a very large piece of parchment, or actually, she went into her book bag and she got out a spiral notebook and a pen. She ready?
She ready?
Okay. Yep, they'll start filing up to, get registered and everything.
Cassie trying to use up friendly face as much as possible.
She's so friendly.
Gotcha.
I know, it's going to make everything so much fun there.
I'm just writing something. There's probably about 50 or so she you have. And they are, there's not barely any room left in the freehold once they are all organized out.
Accommodated?
The queen will pull Zeal and Cardlin off while that is going on to discuss what their current situation is, kind of have them bring her up to date on everything,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cardinal will take her up to his previously on-scene study. We'll open the door and, make sure everyone is comfortable before he takes his seat behind his desk.
Joey, I'm going to send you a PM.
Okie dokie. Let me switch over to Facebook. But yes, it takes probably about 3 or 4, hours to bring her up to date on, basically what the mortal world is like, all that stuff. Gotcha. Yes, I will get you that information.
Sweet. Do you want me to blue bucket?
Yes, please, so I don't forget.
No props.
And yeah. If there's anything else you guys want to do, we can end the scene with you guys filling her in on the mortal world.
Carden would like to head desk repeatedly when everyone leaves his office.
Oh, it's fine.
Um,
Zeal can actually handle a lot of that. Zeal does not type all this. Instead, what she does is there are so many copy and pasted Wikipedia articles. I think I can justify a buy-up in technology and computer by the end of this month.
Mm-hmm. For Cassie, one thing you do notice is there's 2 or 3 people that introduce who introduce themselves to her using the names of houses Dylan and Ilatha.
Ooh, okay.
Once again, if you ask Carden who are these people, his response will be the ever-treasured, fucked if I know.
And yes, does anybody have anything else they want to do?
I think we're good.
Carden, it says in the freehold that freeholds often have servitors who are just kind of, mindless little chimera who do things in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to go beat the servitors in his kitchen until they make a feast for them all to celebrate that evening.
Sure.
After all, it's not every day that, an entire new house of sheep pop up into existence. That's about
My
it.
spelling is way off. Cassie's gonna make plans to go visit some interesting certain libraries, to see if she can find out what the fuck these names are.
You going back to
gotcha.
San Francisco?
I mean, yeah.
Fine.
All right. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And remember, always expect a third resurgence, just so you're prepared. Stay tuned for more.